The student-centred ecosystems framework sees student-centred learning and teaching in universities as a connected system. Not just what happens inside the classroom, but also outside of it and across the whole institution. Think of university like a garden. Support is the sunlight, teaching is the soil, and policy is the climate. The student-centred ecosystems framework helps us to understand how all these elements, these layers, work together to help students grow. Backed by policy initiatives such as the European Commission's NESET report in 2020, the framework was developed to address the significant gap in the institutional evaluation of student-centred learning and teaching. While a framework tells universities what to look for, it didn't tell them how to do the evaluation. That's where my research comes in. I'm developing a clear and structured way for universities to evaluate student-centred learning and teaching at institutional level using the student-centred ecosystems framework. To do this, I use focus groups, expert consensus questionnaires, interviews, and document analysis. The methodology brings together three evaluative approaches: theory-based evaluation design to understand how context shapes success and to refine learning insights through ongoing cycles of learning; Delphi consensus methods to build expert agreements through multiple rounds of questioning; and realist evaluation using the context mechanism outcome framework to explore what works, for whom and why. It's fully stakeholder-led, involving level 5 and level 6 students who are course representatives, undergraduate programme leaders, professional services staff who support learning, and senior academic leaders. So findings will reflect real university life. The study is grounded in a pragmatist constructivist paradigm, which means it focuses on practical outcomes and values people's real-world experiences and perspectives. This aligns with the student-centred learning and teaching values of participation, adaptability, and co-creation. So the methodology itself is student-centred. But a methodology is only useful if it works. That's why I'm reviewing its effectiveness using 3 established evaluation approaches to assess its credibility, practical utility, and relevance to universities. In a sector flooded with metrics, my research offers something different: a credible, practical, and student-centred way to evaluate how universities support learning and teaching throughout all layers of the university system. Because if we truly want this system, our university garden, to be student-centred, we do need a more rigorous way to prove it and, more importantly, improve it. Thank you.